Hiring the wrong real estate agent can cost you thousands of dollars and weeks of your actual life. So here's the tricky part that most sellers hire the first agent who is friendly and shows up on time. And that's it. They really don't ask any pertinent questions or prying questions to the agent when they come to visit with them. So today I'm going to hand you 10 questions that you should ask any agent that you meet before you sign a listing agreement with them. And I'll tell you kind of what a good answer actually sounds like or what you should expect from them so you know who to trust with what is arguably your greatest asset. I'm Amanda Galbraith. I'm the principal broker and owner of Arkansas Property Management right here in Maumelle. So if you like this kind of content, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. And let's go ahead and get into what those 10 questions are. So number one is, how did you come to this list price, and can you show me the data that you used to get here? That's really the big one. So a good agent doesn't just randomly pull a number out of thin air, and they definitely don't tell you what you want to hear to win the listing, because they can't sell it for that. So they'll walk you through all the recent sales transactions for homes like yours that match up part for part, and then they will show you the mathematics behind that. And here in our market in Central Arkansas, this probably matters almost more than anywhere else. Our market is incredibly neighborhood specific. Two homes that look nearly identical can be up to $200,000 apart in price just based on the neighborhood in which they are in. So if an agent is pricing your home off a countywide, let's say, average, or even a citywide average, you're going to be off. You want someone pricing off not just your zip code, but your actual street where you live, and not even just the neighborhood as a whole. Sometimes it's really important to get down to that street. So let's talk about number two. What are the average days on market in my area? And then how do your average days on market as the agent compare to that? So right now here in Central Arkansas, our average market time is 38 days, and that's a wide gamut. Again, we need to get back to neighborhood specifics. That's your benchmark. So if an agent's listing time on market is consistently longer than that, that's usually a red flag or a reason to pause. And it could be a number of things. It could be that they overpriced. It could be that they don't have great marketing. If they can't really tell you their own numbers, like if they don't know their average days on market, like right off the top of their head, that also should be a red flag to you that something's kind of off. If they don't know the average days on market for your specific neighborhood or theirs, it's probably a red flag for you. So the next thing you're going to ask them is, what is their list to sales price ratio? Meaning, how much of the list price do they actually get the house under contract for? So this one sounds really technical, but it's not. It's simple. It's just a percentage of the asking price that the seller actually walk away with. And in our market, the average is roughly about 97%. Again, that's market wide. So neighborhood specific could be up to 100 some, or even over 100%. So if a home lists at $300,000 and it's selling right around $291-ish on average, and again, that's a big wide range. You want to know about your specific neighborhood. And a strong agent knows this number cold outright for the market and for their own listings. So it tells you whether they are pricing houses accurately and whether they can negotiate on your behalf too. So if someone's ratio is well below 97%, let's say they say my average is 90%, they may be overpricing and then chasing the market with reductions, or their ability to negotiate just may not be as strong as someone else's whose, list to sales price ratio may be upwards of 98%. So number four, you want to ask them to walk you through their full marketing plan specifically, meaning day by day or week by week. Not, I'm going to put it on the MLS and on Zillow. Everybody does that. I want you to listen for very specific details. Again, for the first couple of weeks, it should be day by day. Some things that are just non-negotiable. professional photography, videography, drone work. That's non-negotiable. A single property website, social media, emailing to their sphere and other agents. How are they actually getting your home in front of other buyers and having it be seen? The MLS is table stakes. The marketing is what creates competition, and competition is actually what drives up your price. And we want to try to create, if you will, a marketing frenzy. So make sure they have a very detailed marketing plan and can tell you what's going to happen when it doesn't sell on day 3 or day 5. Number 5. Speaking of 5, how and how often will that agent communicate with you? That's important. You want to make sure that they understand your preferred method of communication, and you want to know what to expect in terms of how often they will communicate. And that's really the number one complaint that sellers have about their agent. It's not price, it's silence. It's the fact that they don't hear from them. So ask that up front. Are you going to call me? Are you going to text me? Are you going to email me? Am I going to get a weekly update or daily update? Whether there's news or no news, who is going to answer the phone? Is it going to be that agent? Is it going to be their assistant? Is it going to be an office answering service? And there's no necessarily right or wrong answer here. It's certainly not a perfect answer here. The point is just that their style matches what you need, and you need to set that expectation on day 1 before you enter into an agreement with them. And then the next one, number 6, is this your full-time job, and how long have you been doing it? And I'm not trying to knock part-time agents, because I was one, but what we need to know is, do they have the dedicated time and bandwidth to get your home sold and get it done quickly? So no judgment on part-time agents there at all, but selling a home is time sensitive. So when an offer comes in on a Saturday, you need someone to be available for that. So you need to know how many homes they've sold, how many in your price range, how many in your area. Selling a starter home and selling $1 million lake house are very, very different skill sets. And in our market, we have both, and sometimes those can be just a few miles apart. So it's important that we make sure that we have someone who's going to be able to handle your specific property. So number 7, this is an interesting question that you can and that you should ask. Can I talk to your last 3 sellers that you represented? Reviews online are great, but people can hide behind a screen. A real agent will happily connect you with their most recent 3 clients, not their best client from 5 years ago or 10 years ago, but their actual very last 3. Then ask those sellers. So did the home sell close to the asking price? Was it on time? Would they hire this agent again? Probably the very best question. Would you hire this agent again? That last question really does tell you everything you need to know, because if there is any pause and or hesitation in their voice, you know that that's probably not the right person. Number 8, what's your commission, and exactly what does that commission include? So knowing the commission up front is one thing, but knowing what it does and does not include is another, because commissions is 100% negotiable. It always has been. Nothing has changed there. But cheaper doesn't automatically equate to better. What you have to understand is the value that you are getting from that. So does that fee include everything? Does it include all the photography, videography, drone work, the staging guidance, the full marketing push? And sometimes agents who cuts their fee, and maybe they're offering you a much lower rate, cuts their marketing or wants you to charge you back for that marketing. So maybe they're going to charge you 2% less, but they're going to have you pay for all those other services up front. You just want to make sure that you have the entire picture before you compare numbers, so that you're comparing apples to apples and ensure that you actually are getting what you're paying for. Number 9, what happens if your house doesn't sell, or maybe you get an offer, but for whatever reason that offer falls through? Because every transaction is not smooth sailing. Sometimes there's rough waters. So deals hit snags, inspections turn up surprises, financing falls through, people lose their job, appraisals come in low. What you're listening for is a really calm, been there, has a solution for every problem you can think of. Ask about the length of the agreement as well. You need to know how long you're locked in for. And then is there an exit strategy? Meaning if you decide to cancel, can you do so? And a confident agent really isn't afraid of that question. They have a great solution for you, whatever you happen to throw at them. Then finally, number 10, why should I hire you over the other agents that I'm interviewing? So you want to make sure they know that there's competition, and you want to know why they're the best of the ones you're going to interview. You should always interview more than one every single time. This last question really allows the agent to make their case for why they're better than the competition. And the best agents don't get defensive. They aren't going to badmouth the competition. They're not going to tell you why someone else is terrible and they're great. They'll just calmly kind of give you step by step what sets them apart and what are the difference makers for them. And then they'll back it up. But make sure you listen for really specific examples, not slogans or hot topic keywords. So there you have it, 10 questions that turn hiring an agent to sell your house from a gut feeling into a very smart and informed decision. Here is my honest take. A great agent will absolutely love these questions. They'll love that you're prepared. It shows them that you're serious, gives them a chance to show you their value. The agent who gets nervous or brushes them off or gets defensive in any way really demonstrates their answer to you with their behavior. If you're thinking about selling anywhere in Central Arkansas, Maumelle, Little Rock, North Little Rock, Sherwood, Cabot, Bryant, Benton, and all the way in between, I genuinely welcome the chance to answer every one of these 10 questions for you myself. No pressure, just us having a real conversation about your next steps. I'm Amanda Galbraith with Arkansas Property Management and Real Estate. You can find me at arproperty.com or give me a quick text at 501-804-9942. You can also find me on socials at Your Little Rock Realtor. And again, if you found this was helpful, subscribe for more straight talk on Arkansas real estate. I'll see you in the next one.